Hello guys, welcome back to Gaming Tidbits, and today we're going to talk about something really cool to me. Back in the old Super Nintendo days, and I had my Super Nintendo, when of course I had a Super Nintendo and a Genesis back then, one of the things I loved most was playing 2D fighting games on my Super Nintendo, and there was a variety of them back in the day, right? I mean, Super Nintendo, just the 16-bit era, Super Nintendo, Genesis, you could talk about, obviously the Neo Geo. There was a lot of awesome 2D fighting games out there. Well, just to hit Kickstarter, which has 27 days to go, a new Super Nintendo 2D one-on-one fighting game has hit Kickstarter. It's called Unholy Night, The Darkness Hunter. Now, why should you be excited about this game? What is so exciting to get you excited? Well, first of all, the team at Blaze Pro are making this game are people who have worked on classic fighting games, at SNK fighting games. Like, for example, Art of Fighting, King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown. So the quality of the people making this game does not come into question. The game is essentially completed. The reason they went to Kickstarter is they need physical funding to release a physical copy of this game. Their goal is to make 1,500 physical copies. They're asking for $52,500. It has 27 days to go right now. At the time of recording this, they have $11,000. So hopefully they get their funding, because I really love to see this game released physically. Now, there is a bunch of different pledge levels. Obviously, one is just like you give $1 if you just want to support the cartridge. $10 or more gets you a new Super Nintendo controller, third-party controller. Now, $35 gets you the actual cartridge for the Super Nintendo. And $40 gets you the Unholy cartridge and the controller. $70 will get you the exclusive Unholy Night Gold cartridge, a one limited edition Super Nintendo gold-plated cartridge. Only 1,000 of these will be manufactured for one time, so that's it. There's already 83 of them and already been spoken for. Now, one of the questions that did come up that I must talk about is people asked, what do I have to spend to get this game in a box with the instruction manual? Basically, if you spend $35 or more to buy the game, it'll automatically come with the box and the instruction manual. For those who love box instruction manuals like I do, that is really awesome. So you spend that money, you get the box and the instruction manual. And again, things that I vastly miss are instruction manuals in video games. I used to love, spend my time reading those all the time, flipping through them. So this will be only an NTSC Super Nintendo release game during this Kickstarter. So that's all there's going to be. There is not going to be one for any foreign format. On the Kickstarter page, they actually show you the people and what games they worked on. So if you want to see what different kind of games they worked on, go to the page. You can definitely see that. They also show you the preview of the 6 characters: Blaze, Nightmare, Reinhardt, Wurzel, Cronus, and Emily. So you get to see what they look like. And then they show you a picture of the actual, the basic cartridge, the clear black cartridge. And there's a picture of the gold-plated cartridge. And I love gold-plated cartridges. I've loved them ever since Zelda for the Super Nintendo. So those things are really cool to me, that there's different versions. And they have the box cover art, which again, I love the box cover art. 32 meg cartridge. I admit, that's what I love is box art, right? The old box art. And of course, they even have a shot of the instruction manual, which obviously you're seeing below. Now again, those are just preliminary. Those could change. They could look different when they actually come out. Again, this is really cool if you're a fan of Super Nintendo and you're really, really looking for a new kind of game, especially a 2D one-on-one fighting game. This is really cool. And these things get me excited. These are things I love making videos for on this channel, are things like this. A new game on an old console that people who love, like fans who are just fans of Super Nintendo, they could care about the Genesis, they could care about the N64, like the Super Nintendo was their childhood, right? And we all have that console. That one console that was your childhood. Me, it was a Nintendo Entertainment System. That was the bulk of my childhood. But then as I got older, right, later teen years, I got into Super Nintendo and loved that console a lot. And for them to get a new experience like this is really cool. So, what do you guys think? Are you guys going to pledge this Kickstarter to get a new 2D one-on-one fighting game for your Super Nintendo? Are you interested in games like this coming out for the Super Nintendo? Because unlike the Dreamcast and other systems, the Super Nintendo hasn't had a lot of big physical game releases recently. And the homebrew market is, to me, especially fighting games on the Super Nintendo, are vastly needed. Now, the only thing we need is really more RPGs on the Super Nintendo. But anyway, love to hear your guys' opinions like always. I'll make another video soon. Thanks for watching 8-Bit Ninja. Why do I call it that? I don't know why, because it's Gaming Tidbits. Latest.